Uh, we're going to be talking about do you need connection to become a football agent? Do you really need that? Some people will say no, some people will say yes. So I'm in Finland, actually licensed FIFA agent. Uh, Still cold and still winter, but well, I have to do this video indoors, and surprisingly, it's on the daytime today. So hopefully, some of you guys try to catch up with it. Those who always follow me at my usual video time in the night. But anyway, we're going to be talking about a topic: becoming a football agent. Uh, is it by connections or by whatever? So I'm going to break it down to you guys. Uh, let's talk about it. So first of all, we know becoming a football agent is the most exciting. It's an exciting challenge for people who love football in the industry. But do they really need connection? Also, we don't know that. So let's see if they really need connection. Some of you guys are going to say yes, they need connection. Some of you guys are going to say no, we don't. So let's see what is the most important thing there. So first, do do connection matters in football agency? Yes, of course it matters, but there are also many ways. The key skills, do they matter? Yes, they also matter. So first of all, let me give you what you're going to learn. You're going to learn in this video whether connection matters in football agency. Do key skills you actually need to do you actually need key skills to sign a player? How to build your network from scratch, and the biggest mistakes football agent makes, and a step-by-step guide to become a licensed FIFA agent. So let's see now. So the first thing is you have to understand the reality of becoming an agent. Of becoming an agent is exciting. A lot of people want to become an agent, but also it takes also hard work like every other thing or every other job site or job opportunity that you have. For most people who are playing or who are into sports, becoming an agent also it's almost like very lucrative because you get to travel and see the world while being an agent. Let's take for example you are a retired footballer or you are an amateur footballer. Let's say someone who loves the game, and you have to travel to just watch a game. And when you watch a game, you give your analysis and everything. And then when you sign you sign the player, and then the player comes under your industry, and you get paid when you represent the player. That's how the package is being given. But there's more into it than that. Excuse me. There's more into it that you have to dig deep a little bit. So let's look at step one: understanding the reality of connections in football. I'm going to be checking some bullet points on my laptop, and then we go into it. So understanding the reality of football. So first, let me ask you: do you believe connections are the only way to sign players? I think no. Some people say yes, but connections are not the only way to sign players. So let's see. So while connection can be helpful, they are not a requirement to get started. Do you believe that? We're going to come into that. So in fact, not many top agents start from zero. There's no, let's say the Mino Raolas, who, okay, sorry, is of late, George Mendes, and those other agents. They started from zero, but the reality is that they are big super agents today. So which means the main thing, everyone starts from zero. No matter who links you up, but you still start from scratch to build your level to up. So that's not even something that's not the main thing. So what really matters to become an agent? So instead of worrying about connection, focus on what actually, instead of worrying about connection, focus on first the agent, getting the knowledge of becoming an agent. You know, football knowledge is very important, and you have to like try to get the understanding of the industry. Try to, yes, know what happens within the industry. It's not just about the players, but you have to know how the market works, how transaction work, how to approach sporting directors, and who to contact, every of those things. But we're going to be going into it gradually. So first, understand contracts, transfers, and negotiations. So put that in mind. If you have a pen, put that. To become to really be a top agent, you have to understand this: contracts, transfers, and negotiations. When I mean contract is like how to deal with contract situation between your player and the club. Transfers, how transfers work, how to manage transfer, how to handle transfer negotiations, how to learn how to negotiate tight deals, how to learn how to talk yourself into a difficult situation and bring it into a positive situation. Let's take, for example, you proposed that your player should be getting 2,500, and the sporting director or whosoever you're communicating with at the club say, no, this has fallen out. Can you bring that kind of situation back into a positive situation when the sporting director is saying that no, he doesn't want to work this? You have to find a way to maneuver, to talk things out, because you have those negotiation skills. So that's one lesson. Then your communication skill. Next is your communication skills. You must convince players and clubs to trust you. When you're starting out, one thing that you have to have in your favor is to be able to go and communicate with a club, because that can be free of charge. When you are a licensed journalist, they will get you that, they'll leave you that pass. But you have to be able to communicate with the club and also learn how to market yourself in that way. Yeah. And make them trust you, because it's through that trust that they are going to give you opportunities to do other things. Persistent. The best agents do not give up after one rejection. You're not going to meet many sporting directors when you call them, they just say, bring these players. You have to be persistent and know how to network with them. Yes. If you know how to find a way to network with them. If they reject this player, when you have another player who you think that is more good, you go and evaluate their squad and see whether, okay, whether the player you have, you calculate whether can he do and can he make an impact on the squads they have. Then you try to do that and come back to the sporting director and try to talk your way through it. Yeah, so you have to find a way. But with that you can always try to check on negotiation skills, how to negotiate, how to talk your way, because that will be a very long thing if I have to start telling you about how to negotiate, how to build your negotiation skills and everything. That's a topic of another day. Okay, then licensing. Get your FIFA football agent license. Of course, you have to get the license. You have to be a licensed person before you even start going to that place. So those are points that you have to really, really put into practice. So how to build your network from scratch? That's another thing. Does anyone know that? You can also drop some messages in the comment if you know that. But anyway, how to build your network from scratch? So you have to make connections by attending football matches. Like when I mean attending football matches, if you're in a city and they are under 16 versus under whatsoever playing against other groups, if you're an agent, you have to go and watch that game. When you watch that game, you're analyzing players and trying to talk to them. Yeah, you have to analyze players and talk to them. And when you analyze those players now, you bring them now, let's say, to the clubs. You bring them now to the club. You talk to clubs that you have these players under your agency. Let the club take a look at them, because clubs are always there looking for good players. You as an agent, you are like the middleman. You have to be able to convince them, the players, that you can take them to good places. So that's it. It's the way you build your network, the way they will also trust you ahead. So also another means use social media to also try to social media platform to try to check and speak with players and ask them what's the situation, everything. If you're always online on social media, also it's another way that you can always ask players what is their situation, how are they doing, and try to connect with them. That's another important thing, that you have to use social media to talk to them. And then you reach out to coaches, also scouts and academic directors. Coaches, scouts, academic directors, if they are the one always with the players. So if you reach out to them and try to talk to them, it's going to be really, really great for you to have an idea what a player is. For example, if you have been reaching out to them and you have a connection with them, you can start asking them about certain players. So, but don't expect also to contact coaches and academic directors and they just reach you out. You have to start to build that connection. So first, if the team is in your city, you can go and watch them play, and where you're going to see the coach there, and you're going to probably approach him and say you really like his play style. You would like to come and watch his team play regularly. So you have to start those kind of communication. Then you can start now having his number that you talk to him and build that network through. So offer value if you don't even have a player to show knowledge. This is what I was just talking. So you have to offer value, like talking to players, trying to give one or two advice as an agent, offer value to the player, so that the person see that this can be a positive relation. So moving on, step 4, the big mistakes new agent make. So what do new agents make? So of course, if you're starting out, you're still fresh, you think that everything is going to be rosy because you just got your license. But maybe most of the agents, you're also going to realize that relying only on online courses with no real world experience is really waste of time. Of course, you have to have courses, but you have to go to the and do those practice, and let's say go to the teams, talk to the teams. You have to put those you have to visit places. You cannot just sit on your laptop and call people and everything. It's not going to work like that. You have to work. You have to get out of your comfort zone and try to work and put yourself in the market. Okay, thinking players will sign with you just because you have a license, that is really also something very tough. If you think players will sign with you because you have a license, no, you have no track record. It's going to be hard. Players like to sign with someone who has a track record. So that's the fact. That is the reality. So you have to also try to go out and build that communication and build that trust with the players that they can sign with you. So also another one, ignoring lower leagues for player. It's also a mistake new agents make. Like most agents say, I don't want to start with the lower leagues because there's nothing there. I want to start with the high leagues. No, but you have to start building from scratch. The lower leagues, you're going to get hidden gems, as we always call it. Those players that are actually good, but they haven't been scouted yet. So that's where you're going to actually scout the player from there, and then you take it to the higher level. So you cannot ignore the lower league if you're an agent. Most of the time, you have to be knowledgeable to say, okay, actually I'm here. Most people are not going to, most of the big teams don't really realize me, but I'm going to try to scout the hidden gems and bring them. Those are the advantages that you have, because the bigger agents, they don't really, they now go for the bigger names regularly, but you have the opportunity to scout those young hidden talents and bring them to your agency. So step 5, we'll look at simple step-by-step plan to start. What is a simple step-by-step plan to start? So after telling you all these things, let's look at the things that you can do to start. So study FIFA agent regulations, of course. You have to study that because you have to know the materials and the knowledge. You have to know everything. Apply for FIFA agent exam, which is must that you have to apply to pass that exam, because if you don't pass the exam, you cannot be a licensed agent. No matter how network you know or whatsoever skills you have to have the license. Offer free advice for young players to build trust. Yes, when you meet players, you have to talk to them so that you can build trust. Slowly build your reputation and sign your first client. So you have to slowly build reputation to sign your first client. Call to action. Now, keep this. My call to action for you guys is that keep all these points I've made clear and apply it, and let's see, and then you get your result. So if there's something you missed, you can go back and rewatch this video just to learn what I said from the beginning. But all this is a call to action that I've said. Follow the structure to become an agent. But I'll give you a real life example. George Mendes, before he started, he ran a nightclub. He was not a super agent. He was the agent of Ronaldo and other big players. But before he started, he ran a nightclub, and when he ran a nightclub, he was doing other different activities. He was not into football. But when he met Nuno Espirito Santos, who is now the coach of Nottingham Forest, he managed to help him sign for Deportivo de la Coruña, which was a team back then in La Liga, as a goalkeeper. And when he helped him negotiate his deal, this person that he negotiated him, he started not talking with him more. He started not talking with him more and saying, okay, if you have negotiated my deal, he gave him connections to his teammates, and this is where he started building. and from there he went up. So that's it, guys. If there's any question and anything, leave comments below, and I'm going to respond to them later. So yeah, that's all for the video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Share, like, subscribe, and turn on your notification. See you next time. Ciao.